couldn't believe it.
That's
So,
basically the dream.
yeah, that like since then, my life changed like forever.
People ask me where I get all my energy from. From the stage to the studio and to my desk. I am the energy god. And you can be one too.
You're listening to Adesope Live, the Afrobeats podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another edition of the Afrobeats podcast, live in the middle of nowhere on the One Love Afrobeats cruise. And I am joined all the way from Kampala, Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my sister, Azawi. How are you doing?
I'm feeling cold. As you can see, we are in the middle of nowhere on the water. So I'm feeling cold, but I'm so happy to be here. This is my first time to be for us to have a chat and talk. So I'm excited. I'm gonna share a lot.
Facts.
That is if we have the time.
Absolutely. Listen, Azawi, from radio, I played your music. Shout out to my brother Moses Bags. We've supported you for years.
Thank you.
Talk to me about, as best as you can, summarize
Yeah.
Azawi getting into the music industry, where you grew up, a little bit about yourself.
Oh yeah, I grew up in a family of very. I won't say that we were an extended family. I grew up with two boys. I'm the eldest. So actually, one of them is in Sweden. Another one is back home in high school, and I'm doing music. Yeah, of course, I've always been passionate about music since school, in primary, then go to high school, and then in the middle there, when I entered uni, I kind of like took a break to just focus on my studies. But as I was about to graduate, then I landed into Swans Avenue, and they gave me a recording deal.
Wow.
And then that's when my career started. That was 2020, and it's been 5 years since. Yeah, since I've been pushing.
What city did you grow up in?
Oh yeah, I grew up in the suburbs of Kampala, Nanklavye, the ghetto. Shout out to all my friends in Nanklavye right now. Yeah, it's very close to Makerere University, so it was very easy for me to move from, to walk on foot from home to uni. And then I remember at that time my mom had like a very small retail restaurant, sell food. I was actually street vending food. But then in the meantime there, when I was done, because I could help her with the dishes and serving the customers, then in the night I would go and perform in live band, doing covers. So I was doing that for I think like 3 years max. And then in that same time, I got to link up with Eddie Kenzo, because I remember him. He linked up with one of the bosses of the band, and he wanted us to be part of his concert. Yeah, so we linked up with Eddie Kenzo, and actually, because I was writing music when I was in school, so when I got the chance like to talk to him one on one, I told him, yeah, bro, I have like some music. If you wanna buy my records, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, let's do it. So he was like, let me listen to some of your songs. And I remember, I think it was one of the first artists that actually, believed in me and say, oh, you have something special. And I remember that time he was signing artists. So he was like, you know what, you're gonna be the songwriter for my artist back home. So I don't really remember what really happened, but what I can tell that he introduced me to Hussein. Hussein was his producer by then.
Yes.
So he told me that, okay, yeah, you're gonna be writing your own songs. So I'm introducing you to this guy so that you can come on your private sessions and make music together. And you can actually sell it to other different artists. It doesn't have to be my own artist. So we linked up with Hussein. And then after a while, Hussein actually parted away from Eddie Kenzo and made his own empire and studio. Right now it's called ABM, African Bureau of Music. So when I was almost finishing uni, he reached out and was like, hey, girl, you've been lost for some long time. I need you to come around my studio and check out my new place. You never know, we can do music together, because I had, taken a break off from, music, finished uni. So I went there, and I phoned him when he had already produced that Queen Amino beat. Queen Amino was my first record. So I entered the studio, and it took me like 45 minutes.
I wrote the song
I wrote the song and recorded it. And I remember him asking me, okay, who do you think can actually, sing the song? And I gave him my options, and one of the options was Winnie Mwaji. She's also in the same record label that I'm signed to. So he reached out to the bosses of the record label, and they were impressed. So they reached out to me, and they were like, "Oh, we like your work. I think you should have like a long-term, understanding and a relationship, so that you are a songwriter whenever we need like songs." So they asked me for my couple of other demos, and I remember I told them, "Yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna send you like a few of them, but in actor sense, I didn't have any." So I went back so with my work was same, and then I wrote 3 more records, and then there were total of like 5 records, because I also had like a few records that I had written back, so I sent them like 5 records. So he was like, "No, I just come to my office on Monday and we talk." So me, I'm going to the offices thinking I'm
Talk about the demo.
the demo.
Talk about the demo.
Yeah, and get paid, And I remember when I was leaving at the studio, Kasem told me like, "Girl, please don't go beyond $400. Whatever it's not." Yeah, don't go below. Yeah, don't go below $400. But then I remember before we had actually even sent the records to Swans, he told me that Swans was actually was in the market scouting for artists, and he told me like, "Don't be surprised when you get signed." I'm like, "Oh, bro, stop, stop blushing. You don't know what you're talking about." So when I told him that, because when we had the meeting with Julius, they were like, "Okay, why are you not doing music? What is stopping you? Like, you're actually good. You're a good writer. You're a good vocalist. Why you not music? Why you not doing music?" I gave them my reasons, because music needs a lot of
investment.
Yeah, investment, school, and time. And then they were like, "Okay, and this is all happening when I'm done with my exams at uni." So they were like, "Are you still in school?" I'm like, "No, I'm graduating." Because we had this conversation in 2019, end of 2019. So I was like, "I'm going to graduate in 2020. So I'm done with my, studies." So
what course?
I did Bachelor's of Commerce, and I majored in accounting. So I didn't like go for CPA or stuff like that. But yeah, that is why I stopped. So then he told me, "Okay, if you want money, there is an envelope here for your money. But
As a writer.
Yeah, as a writer. But if you want a contract, I'm gonna give you a recording contract." Yo, I froze. Like I froze. Like I couldn't believe it.
That's
So
basically the dream.
yeah, that like since then my life changed like forever. And
I want to ask you something. I've listened to your music for years now. When you mentioned 2020, I'm now thinking, wow. So that means I basically been listening to you from the beginning.
yeah, I remember the first record.
Exactly.
Vibing on it.
And it's a mixture, your sound is a mixture of everything. It has different sounds from a little bit of dancehall to a little bit of R&B to...
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you a direct question. Who are your inspiration when it comes to music? Who are the artists you listen to?
I think right now, okay, me personally, I'm inspired by old school African music.
Okay.
Like I like that old school South African music, that old school Congolese music.
Yvonne
because-
Chaka Chaka.
Yeah, Yvonne Chaka Chaka, the Madilu system, because the Congolese music was really a thing back home.
Huge.
Yeah.
In
Until
the
when
90s.
in the 90s, until when the likes of Chameleon came in,
Right.
and then they changed that. But yeah, I draw my inspiration from that side, the old school, and then even on the current wave, I'm a big fan of Burna Boy. Like I listen to him a lot.
We all are a big fan of Burna Boy. If you don't like Burna Boy,
Yeah.
I don't like you.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Burna Boy. Like I would say, like I draw inspiration from so many different, avenues. I would say so. It's not like this is my just one direction. Like it keep on, change. Yeah.
So I watched a recent interview of yours, and you were very critical
Yeah.
of some of the OGs in Uganda within the music industry.
Yeah.
You felt they haven't done enough
Yeah.
to create a path for young people like yourselves to
Yeah.
really chart,
Yeah.
to go into this music industry as best as you can. I want you to expand on that. What do you mean by that?
I think for me, because I've just been in the game for like 5
5
years.
years?
Yeah. So by now, like I would expect our like industry to be somewhere, but then I feel like for the recent years we've just been taking like a step backwards, and not in terms of talent, because we have the talent, we have the music, we have amazing talent, but in terms of structure, the system, that can actually subsidize artists and help them, take their art to the next level, there hasn't been any improvement. And also the guys that have been in the industry for the longest time, that know the system, that know the connections, who to talk to, the right people to talk to, haven't been really aggressive enough to help us, the young generation, to make it. And I would say, yeah, also politics. Politics has really played a very negative role in, taking our industry backwards, because now those ones that are on the side of the government are the ones that are actually
successful.
yeah, they're the ones that that are having like I would say, like, how do I say it? They're the ones that are getting something out of it. Those that are not on the side of the government, no one is helping them out, which is very crazy. And also the people who are in the leadership of the music industry lack integrity. Like, you would see like someone is sitting on the board as a leader, but then they've had like several avenues where they've been having like arguments with artists over money. Like they you didn't you didn't file in this accounts really properly. Where is this money? Where is that money? And this is the same leader that is actually sitting on the board that leads the entire leadership of the industry.
Now, my problem is, because of how vocal you are, you're an incredible musician, you've dropped singles, you've dropped, a lot of music, you're currently touring in Europe, you're in London, incredible performance, now you're in Sweden. Do you think your speaking out can be an hindrance for your progress in terms of back home? Can it affect you negatively?
Yeah. If I actually, because right now I can't be like blunt, like the way I want, like I can, because the moment you come out with a lot of truth, of course they're gonna come after you. Like some of them are not gonna take the criticism in a good way. They're gonna, you're trying to put me down, you're trying to downplay our efforts, or you're trying to bring our brands down. So even the government itself doesn't want us to actually address the issues that are affecting our industry. They are, for the longest time, as an industry, we've wanted them to enforce the copyright.
Yeah.
But they have been so redundant in doing it, because they know the moment they do it, they're going to make a lot of companies that they have shares in lose money. You understand? So then, even right now, I see the likes of Eddie Kenzo doing their best to actually make sure that there is enforcement of the copyright. But I know the guys in the background don't want that. Yeah, they don't want that to happen. They don't want. There's so many telecommunication companies that are actually exploiting artists right now, and they are owned by the people in the government.
And that's not only in Uganda, that's across Africa.
Yeah.
Shout out to my brother Liban Suleiman. He spoke about that at a congress. I believe it was in Uganda, actually, telecommunications. Gotcha. So it's a conversation we're having currently in Africa, so that people like yourselves can benefit from your work.
Yeah.
Now you're in Europe, you're touring around. What are some of the things that you've seen that you're going to take back home to Uganda to not only help you as a musician take your music to the next level, but also to help the industry?
I think we are afraid of taking risks, but then as an industry, this tour that I've taken, it has made me understand that we as East Africans, we have the support.
The people are there.
Yeah, the people are there. Like, the people are there. We shouldn't be scared of doing our thing.
Facts.
Yeah, like you don't need to do so much to fit in into another culture that you don't understand.
Facts.
Do your thing like the way you understand it. People,
Come
your people come out and support you. You're gonna come out tonight on today's show. You're gonna see how many Ugandans came through to support me. I've seen so many about it. So yes, so many of them are thinking that yes, I came on this boat because of you. Like, I came on this thing because of you. I can't wait to see you. So I just want to tell East Africans back home that let's keep on doing our work. People outside, they are preaching the gospel and they're influencing other people across the world to love our music. Actually, not even just East Africa, across the world. Like, you don't need to change so much. Don't try to fit into another culture that you don't understand. Like, this is you. We are African. We make African music. We make Afrobeats. We make Yeah, everything. So like we shouldn't do so much to change because we have the support that we
And we
need.
want to hear your sound.
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah, because it's the fresh thing that we have. It's the freshest thing. I feel like the rest of the world has exhausted everything. Now the eyes are on Africa. We've been saying this like for so many times. So all creatives back home, please don't change your thing. Stay natural and original. The right people are gonna support you from across the world. You don't need to be scared.
And finally, what is next for Azawi?
Oh yeah.
You've come out now,
Yeah.
you've seen the world, you've sampled, you're now on the One Love Afrobeats cruise. What is next? What can people from Africa and the world expect from you next?
Yeah, I think my dream, I want to go on tour with African Ugandan artists. I feel like Ugandan artists haven't toured the world so well. Yeah, like I want us to have something and tour the world together, like the likes of Joshua Barak, the Cohen Jays. There's so many talent. Winnie Nwanji, Vika, Shiba. Like we need to like tour this world and we see the support that that people are giving us. And also, I feel like the world is also I would say is flexible. Our audience is flexible. Like I feel like they're willing to welcome anything new. Yeah, for as long as you stay original, they're gonna support you. And right now we are working on a new album with my team, Swans Avenue. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but we're still working on it. When I go back, of course we're gonna go into like a writing camp, and then we work on it with different artists and producers and writers. So it's gonna be more work, more shows. Yes, and I believe this European tour has also given me confidence that I can actually be on big shows, big stages. So I'm looking forward to that. Like we talked about we've met a lot of people, made new important contacts. So I can't wait for what the future holds for me and for my industry back home and for the industry of Africa.
Listen,
Yeah.
I was a fan of yours from the beginning.
Yeah,
I'm more a fan now, even listening to you speak.
yeah,
And I'm very expectant
yeah,
of what you're going to do next and
Yeah.
what the Ugandan music industry is going to do.
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for my sister, Azawi!
The Afrobeats Podcast.